to do this with a formulation of a tarot mini spread. So I have here the Rider-Waite-Smith Tradition deck, and here I have the After Tarot, which depicts the events in the aftermath of these sceneries here. First we are going to find out their current state, and then we will see what that current state is evolving in terms of, in the context of their next move. Now let's begin with the Morgan Greener, not yet. Let's begin with the Morgan Greener Tarot first. So what is the current state of this person? Pisces, please keep in mind that these are general readings, so it is not going to resonate or actualize for everyone watching. That's why please check your other astrological associations if you think those are also working for you. So here we have your person's current state, and let's get also a Lenormand card to add a context to that. So the context will be this one. Now also with the After Tarot, why don't we see their next move? So what is their next move? So here the idea is to first understand the motivation behind the move. So what is their next move? What is this person's next move? Let's get this one, and of course this beautiful deck that I have the universe here at the center of it. Can you see it? So I like these decks. So okay, we can also get some tea leaf if needed, also maybe from this vice versa deck, which depicts cards in both sides. It's an interesting deck to have. But let's now concentrate on their current state, what they are really up to. Oh, this is Eight of Wands, also is a, you know, culmination card. And in this deck, you know, usually Lenormands have this coffin card, as you know, and there is always the classical coffins, but this one puts a sacrifice. So I really like that they pick this, the Egyptian sacrifice. Now this is usually about actually some painful experience for them. It can be Eight of Wands, some kind of maybe a result here. I see, just a sec. Excuse me for that. I see some kind of a result here, some which can be which can actually cause some big changes in their life. So they go through maybe some important events, and it can be a turning point for them. Maybe they are mourning for something. Maybe they have been through a personal loss there. I mean, they have lost someone. So there can be this unrest. Also, rather than the psychological influence, there can be also a closure of some sort. Like, because Eight of Wands there is this last move, and it's like finishes there. This is pretty much a culmination energy rather than the Eight of Wands, because those ones there, those ones which are on the air, is actually sticking themselves to the ground, so they fall. So they reach their conclusion there. So with regards to personal finances, they have a thing going on there. So I am now thinking if this can be like a closure of a debt, or a period of time in which, yes, maybe they are closing a debt, or there is a particular financial turn, but is this like bringing more debts, and are they like being risky about money? So this is also another energy for sure. I don't see, this can be also arrival of some here, finance, money. But the coffin is like, as it comes, it also goes. So here there is a very fast happening, and your person is like in between two states, and to me they have this fast circumstances happening. So these arrows are actually, you know, they shot into the air, and it's like they fall to the target. So in a way that they have maybe took a risk towards a direction. Now this may of course initiate some kind of a new enterprise in their life by taking maybe a lot of risks. Or it can be from now on they are establishing some new roles that they want to play, and they are also letting go of some roles that they no longer suiting them. Now let's find out the move so we can actually better understand the energy here. So what is your person's next move? Oh, 10 of Wands with the Anchor. So I think this is like, look, this is also a particular delivery, a finality with the 10 of Wands for sure. But something feels overburdened, and they lose their balance, and it feels like all over the place. Or they are getting under a weight that they cannot carry. Maybe it is like an earlier idea to try to find some kind of an anchor, that foundation, as actually maybe they really here more need to go through some circumstances there before making that move, like for settling for something. So I see here your person is a bit person of habit. So a particular habit maybe gets in there. Maybe like they think they will get a support, so they act in a way, but the storm of the life is like catching them, not yet, catching them, and it's like the thunder comes and, you know, everything scatters away. So I think their move was involving some kind of a risk, and they have maybe decided after a long time, first they reached some kind of a closure in some subject, and then, you know, taking maybe a bigger risk here. So their next move towards you may not be that much of like well thought. If this also involves you, who is going to stay under those ones when they fall, right? You don't want the roof like to collapse on your body. Yes, that's why it becomes an unsuccessful plan for them. Yes, they had a plan here in the beginning. So look here, Pisces, for the March and also for the days ahead, I think the message is like that. Your person, let's say, comes to you with this bright idea, or you hear a step from them, but actually they are coming to that point by maybe saying you they are maybe they get a debt or get into debt, but by closing something, or, you know, they say that something is okay, like they close this thing off, but they are actually getting under a very heavy energy that it wasn't like well thought. So you see them, it becomes unsuccessful as this is shaking their stability. I think the best thing you can do for them, as you watch this reading now, you got to, I think here in the middle somewhere, maybe you can remind them, just a sec, to remind first to check this plan once again, because it's not becoming easier. Okay, so they need to make sure what they are really getting under there, because the roof can collapse. Now I want to get one card from this vice versa deck. Let's get this one. Oh, okay, so this is the strength card. So this is the famous strength card. You know this card usually like this in the depictions, right? The lady taming the lion. But in vice versa deck, we also have the other versions and other sides of the events, like this one. Here, taming the lion is actually not the thing. Maybe there is even like a bigger beast there. That the lady is actually facing in. So they think that something is like easier to do, okay? Or they think that, okay, this is gonna be hard, but it's like there is a harder one, right? Or they think it's gonna be easier with patience, perseverance, right? Strength card. But actually they find out that, you see the demon there. This is like the in the video games the ant game mob, where people raiding and killing and having the treasures and level up or finish that quest. So this has reminded me that it's like in the games, like you come to until a point and there is this last mob that, and the person is actually trusting themselves because they have already passed the other stages, and but actually here they need like more training or a group work, right? Group work. Nobody goes and kills in the video games the mob alone. They gather people, they search other players to join them. So here, like, maybe they are too, how do they say, okay, I'm gonna do this, do that, but they actually need a help here. Or maybe delegate some task, or it is an early decision yet. So, you know, the idea of this reading is to reveal you their next move. But in this reading, we are seeing that their next move does not become successful, which is another level of reading. So, you know, so I think here somewhere, in any type of a dialogue, you may want, you know, make sure that they have first checked something here, or because if they come that glamour energy, or if they wanna take a responsibility by themselves, there is a bigger issue first they need to deal with here. Because it seems to me they cannot carry the weight of this this new thing that they, and we have the anchor. This is a bit shaking their stability there, I do feel. So then it may also affect them in the long term. So I feel though in your person energy there is a pressure and stress, and it's very hard for them actually to enjoy anything at this time. So they may be facing with the consequences of this overload, I do feel. Also can cause a burnout there. So maybe that's why in every 10 of Wands we also remind that they may need a recovery time from this. So the move actually does not become a move. So that's why here at the middle somewhere maybe they have to be reminded, or you know, like, are you sure you want to do this move, or you know, something in that nature. So and it says listen, pay attention to your finances. I don't recommend this person to get into a heavy debt for some reason, by the way. Just one more thing. I want to check that 8 of Wands as well from the vice versa deck. It's really nice to find the combination of decks, how they work with each other. This deck I didn't use for some time. I was always wondering, it's a deck. Some decks are like, they just don't go with any kind of spread. But when they find their particular spread, their particular, group of cards, they really play out well in terms of energy. Some decks are really unique. One really needs to first figure out how to use it. So the 8 of Wands. Oh yes, they want to maybe King of Wands, prove themselves to you, right? King of Wands. They wanted to prove themselves to you. And here in the vice versa deck, we have also the card like this. Look, you see the snake? Normally we see actually with salamander, right, in the King of Wands in the classical cards, but here you see there is a big snake there with what he's actually facing with. So here then he didn't see that snake, right? There is something, maybe this person wanna make an impression on you, right? But actually they may be here failing. But of course with a more they need a better plan in this. They need a better plan. They shouldn't have that much of confidence. A bit self-doubt actually will, bring them the better planning, right? Hesitation, self-doubt, these are not always bad things. We sometimes get into them, so we double check ourselves, and if something has a chance to go wrong, then we create the less chance for it to go wrong by hesitating and just checking back and things like that. So okay, so I feel this type of energy. Well, this is not a, by the way, the way of failure here is not something they can go and correct. Like they need to be here, like, to be honest, stopped and reminded just to check back before getting into this. Otherwise it can be late for that. Okay, so maybe here your mission here, like to intervene and make them to check, are they sure about doing this, and this type of energy. Wow, Pisces, thank you so much. I think this was a very meaningful reading. It's actually talking about our, even in the daily, in the mundane sense, how things actually operate and sometimes cannot operate when we fall short with regards to this plan. Actually it needs a more full planning there, but yeah, that's how we learn in life, right? So thank you so much, Pisces. See you in the next readings. Ciao for now, take good care.